We only play 2 copies of our namesake Scapeshift card, but Bring to Light allows us to tutor for that, as well as like Damnation and Kodama's Reach and Pulse of Murasa, lots of other sweet utility things. My opponent matchmaking failed. All right. No, we have 15 card sideboard. 15. Yep, good. Get Slaughter Games post board. Anger of the Gods. Do we really need red main board? Well, you need mountains to kill them with Valakut. I would love to play first. This hand is great. It doesn't have a payoff yet, but it has a lot of ramp in it, so we just got to rip a live one off the top here. Yeah, we'll probably play... If you're talking about the Goryo's Gift deck, we're probably going to play Goryo's Gifts at some point. I have a backlog of donation deck lists, but getting to playing a league with Kiki Cord and Esper Gifts are on my to-do list once I work through this backlog a little bit. You want Cheerios? No, we're not going upstairs right now. We're hanging out in... You know we hang out downstairs in the morning, Jacob. Alright, so I'm gonna get a basic forest here. Ooh, are they not playing Titan Shift? Yes, they could be playing Titan Shift, so they have, like, random red fetches in their deck. I like Kiki Cord, but it's not particularly good, so... If we play Kiki Cord, it's 10 out of 10 going to be in a friendly league. So we spew slightly less. Okay. Grixis Shadow, maybe? Maybe they got tired of losing with the Titan deck? Being 3 is very tough, can confirm. Ooh, Fatal Push is probably good against Shadow. I'm just going to suspend this. Yeah, I'm just going to preserve my life total. I'm going to suspend that and play this tapped. Next turn we can actually play both of these. Because we're going to get our Search for Tomorrow is going to unsuspend and get an untapped land. We want to work towards getting triple blue in case we draw a Cryptic Command. How many mountains are in this deck? That's a really important question, actually. Because this is not my deck. We're just playing their deck list card first. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 mountains. Okay, so there's a lot of mountains in this deck. I've played Scapeshift decks with only like 6 mountains in them before. And it's not, or with only, sorry, not 6. With only, what's it called? With only 9 mountains in them before. So 11's a lot. Oh, yeah, you're right. We're getting another basic. Yeah, that's smart. We should have put this into play tapped. The appeal to playing something like what I'm playing is because you have this silly, novel idea that you want to be interactive in Modern, which you don't. If you're smart, you want to ignore what your opponent's doing and just attack them to death as quickly as possible, because things like Death Shadow are legal in the format. But if you are stupid, like myself, and enjoy trying to play interactive Magic, this deck is very interactive. So that's why you would play this deck. If you are stupid and want to play interactive Magic, this deck is a great deck for you to play. But I love being stupid and trying to play interactive Magic, so we're going to give it the old college try. Yeah, people are pointing out that I incorrectly sequenced my mana. Thank you for that. I haven't played with these lands. I haven't played a ton of Standard recently, so these are correct. If I would have played this tapped on turn 2, this would have come into play untapped this turn because my Search for Tomorrow was coming off of Suspend. If they pass priority, I'm gonna let these trade. I've got plenty of lands. They don't have plenty of shadows. Fatal push by Tribe Elder, sure. Alright, so Scapeshift kills them here. We get a basic forest with this, and then we can cast Farseek and then cast Scapeshift and kill them. It's a Stomping Ground. Alright. Alright, doing the Legacy Challenge. What did I do? I went... I do not have a Watery Grave in my deck. I have a Sunken Hollow instead. Alright, I'm gonna get an Overgrown Tomb here, I think. I'm gonna make a Breeding Pool. I'm going to hold this Stomping Ground in my hand, because if my opponent has Kolaghan's Command, I would rather discard this than something more valuable. Yeah, I went 4 and 2, and finished in something's place. It was like 21st, I think. Man, that card's really good at killing Tasigur. Let me tell you about cards that are good at killing Tasigur the Golden Fang. Get that. It's almost like I held a card explicitly for Kolaghan's Command, and then they had Kolaghan's Command. If they don't have a Stubborn Denial, we've got 6 draws that just kill them. But unfortunately, I've read this book and I peeked at the ending, and they have Stubborn Denial. Rats. Alright, so... Ooh, this gets back Steve, who can block. Steve-O! Get in there, Steve-O! Hop on in. You're up, Steve. Steve! Yeah, we played Lands and Legacy for 2 leagues a while back. 4-color Turbo Fog engaged. Yep. Oh no. Oh no, this is gonna be fatal for our little guy. Get out of here, Steve. Go out on your own terms, man. If I kill this, it gives me additional time, so I'm gonna kill that. No, I'm always the one that gains life. Alright, so we actually got punished for Abrupt Decaying there, because we don't have a card in our hand, I can't loot with this. Yeah, optimally speaking, we should have made him exile this, right? If they have any way to deal damage to themselves or a Snapcaster Mage, we're dead here. Or another Kolaghan's Command, because this is a 4/4. So the Abrupt Decay was bad for 2 reasons. Alright. I guess we could technically kill this, right? And then, like, if they brick on their Thought Scour draw and their next draw to, like, not hit a Shockland, Fetchland, or Thoughtseize, we could be okay. No, this is on my end step. Alright, and they hit the Shockland, so we're dead. And we would have missed on that Izzet Charm anyway, so there's Valakut push on top of our deck. And again, like, you know, this is the tough part about playing a deck where, like, you have to draw one of our 6 cards that actually kill them, right? Like, we just, like, didn't have a Bring to Light or a Scapeshift in our top 23 cards, so we died. Yeah, them's the beats. Wurmcoil Engine seems like it's fantastic for this matchup. Remand seems pretty terrible. Dispel seems fine for fighting over their counter magic. I'm not sure Obstinate Baloth is something I'm interested in doing. I feel like Glittering Lich. So, alright, I'm going to take a dump on someone here. I'm sure you have played a deck like Glittering Wish, Bring to Light, Scapeshift at a local Magic event and done well with it. The reason why Modern is a really popular format is because you're able to play whatever kind of jank you want, and we just 3-2'd a friendly league with 35 Shadowborn Apostles in our deck. It doesn't mean that deck is reasonable. It means it's cute, and, like, you can kind of do whatever you want in Modern and win occasionally. But, like, good seems like an overstatement by a lot. Yeah, I think Izzet Charm's pretty bad. Cryptic Command seems a little bit mediocre too. I don't know that I'm a fan of Obstinate Baloth though, because, like, it doesn't do any meaningful blocking. Like, the fact that it's, like, okay against Kolaghan's Command is, like, medium-minus at most. I don't think I want any of these other cards on my board. Maybe this Vendilion Clique is fine because it clears out their stuff, it chump blocks, and, like, it can occasionally kill them if they get too low. Night, Squishy. I think Jeskai Queller is one of the many tier 3 decks in Modern that's just like, you're going to play it, and if you do well and understand the format and play okay Magic, yeah, you could probably do fine with it. Remember, the most important thing to know, especially playing a format like Modern, in Magic in general, like, even when you're doing super well in Magic events, you're not making a ton of money unless you're, like, literally winning the Pro Tour. So, like, the most important question you should be asking yourself when you're thinking about taking a deck to a Magic event is, am I going to have fun playing this? Because if you're not going to have fun playing whatever you're playing, you're going to be miserable, and you're going to have spent a lot of money to be miserable, which will then make you more miserable. So unless you, like, play the best deck, but you're not enjoying yourself, if you don't XO with that best deck, you're going to be upset, and you're going to be frustrated, and, like, Magic has enough variance in it, and, like, the best decks in Modern aren't so much better than everything else that, like, you're guaranteed to XO with them. So I would just recommend finding a deck you like playing that's, like, got reasonable mix of Magic cards in it, and then, you know, just play that. It would be miserable squared, right? Yeah, man, Impulse is great. You need to shut your mouth, Burgle. Impulse is great. Morning, Equinox. I'll go with 30. Yeah, right? If the other 30 cards in your deck are reasonable, you can play 30 Shadowborn Apostles, right? Alright, I can knock this Shadowborn Apostate off my donation deck list queue. I can knock Scapeshift off my donation deck list queue. We're working through that now. Devour Flesh is pretty good against the Shadow decks. While we're waiting for my opponent to start their turn, I'd just like to say Good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone. Thanks for hanging out here. I appreciate it. Remember, if you're enjoying the stream, please use that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, please consider subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon or using that donation link down below. All of those are the reason why I'm able to stream as often as I do. Please also consider supporting my sponsors. We're all Magic players, and you're probably going to do some of these things at some point anyway. So if you're going to buy Magic Online cards, do it with MTGO Traders. Using code Hoagland PayPal, you'll save 8% on all of your singles orders. Inked Gaming does custom gaming supplies, sleeves, mouse pads, playmats, stuff like that. And Spare Deck will rent you any standard or modern deck. Speaking of subscriptions, Bob and Chiz with the 7-month resubscription. And on the 7th month, Jeff went 3-2 with Shadowboard Aposty. Yeah, we did. And look, we're still waiting on my opponent here. Still waiting. And again, we have suspending our best card on one. We have Scapeshift at our opener, though, and we have a Worldly Counsel, so sign me up. My opponent just said, sorry, Magic Online crashed. Magic Online, gonna Magic Online. Thoughtseize. You gonna take my Fatal Push, or you gonna take my combo card? Good morning, Jacob. Took her Fatal Push, okay. Perfect. Oh, I guess this makes me Impulse one less, right? Yeah, it's a little awkward. What's going on, Ian? So you just take away my Scapeshift here. I would 10 out of 10 play Nick Fit Scapeshift in Legacy for a donation. Scapeshift, Nick Fit Scapeshift in Legacy sounds great. It plays Burning Wish. Well, we have a Fatal Push. I think I'm just supposed to try and race this, right? They do any amount of damage to themselves, we have a faster clock. What's going on, Karn Father? Yeah, Tron's great. Anyone that wants to be competitive about it, you should play Tron. Tron's probably one of the best decks. I'm gonna go ahead and attack with this, and I'm not gonna play the Abrupt Decay yet, because my opponent might fetch Shock to try and kill us with the Death Shadow. Rats! They assumed I didn't take a line that left me dead. Silly opponent. Oh, alright. So, so I actually have a comment on that. I think one of the reasons Tron isn't as popular as it could be based on its power level is that I think there's this mindset among people that, like, Tron is easy to play and you don't get a lot of percentage points by playing it well. And I think that's incorrect the more I've been playing it. The deck is very consistent and it's essentially a control deck at its core. So you're basically playing this big mana control deck with like all of these sweepers and these planeswalkers, and you actually have a lot of lines in a lot of the games. And I think if more people who were good at Magic like played the deck more, we'd see it develop a lot faster than it has. What am I getting here? Just another forest, I think. Doesn't really matter. Hit a thing or we're dead. Survey says... I feel like there's this mindset among people that, like, just because a deck gives you some amount of free wins, it's just, like, easy to play. And, like, it's easy to get those last few percentage points with the deck. But just because, like, a deck gives you some amount of free wins, just because sometimes you play your third Tron piece on 3 and then you Karn them and they lose, it doesn't mean every game's like that. And it doesn't mean that there's no percentage points to be gained by playing the deck well. I think I was only on 6 lands there, right? I'd have to double check. I think I was only on 6 lands. That's why I didn't trade. I thought I was on 6 lands. Because you need 7 lands to kill them with Scapeshift or Bring to Light for Scapeshift. Valakut requires 6 other mountains. All of the good decks in Modern have some amount of free wins because Modern is a fairly degenerate format on average. And you can't play enough answers to answer a field that ranges from Affinity to Dredge efficiently to Ad Nauseam. Like, those three decks on the spectrum make answer decks kind of poor on average. Watch us do worse with this than we did with the Shadowborn Apostle deck. That's just, like, par for the course, right? Yes, so you need 6 mountains. You need that mountain plus 5 other mountains. You need 7 lands. Trust me when I say that that's how it works. I've played a lot of Scapeshift, more than I care to admit. Seems decent. Let's go search on 1, Shaka, have Remand up on 2, we're on the play. Morning, Nero. The old basic forest here, spend my search. It's tough being 3. I'm doing it, kiddo. Whoa, we're really doing it. That's a lot of Cheerios. You're cool. You're cool. You can eat that many, or should I put some back? I should put some back. Ooh, a Mana Dork deck. We're usually pretty good against Mana Dork decks. Shock. And by good against Mana Dork decks, I mean they can combo us on turn 3 now, because Modern's about killing people on turn 3, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Dude, what is the problem? Why are you spitting them out? Oh, huh. JK. It's like mono green beatdown. Remand that one. And we're about to die in a blaze, aren't we? I think this one needs to get a black source for us. The good news about drawing a Scapeshift here means we can use this Bring to Light on turn 4 to go get a Damnation. We've got an Anger in the side. I'm really kind of surprised there's not an Anger in this main deck. Do you want some water?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be right back. I gotta run and fill up this water bottle for Jacob. Man, we're about to die to Strangleroot, guys. Oh, jeez. And in that moment, Hoagland remembered why he stopped playing Scapeshift. Alright, so... Shock. We're actually just supposed to hope they don't kill us this turn, right? Yeah, I think we're supposed to cast this for a ramp spell. And then Scapeshift them next turn. So if we get a... Oh, am I just getting a Sakura-Tribe Elder? Because I only need one extra... Yeah, I'm just getting a Sakura-Tribe Elder, right? Yeah. The ramp spell that gains 2 to 3 life. Okay. Okay, so we crack him for a forest. And then we play this, then we cast Scapeshift next turn. Stevie boy! We're gonna die to that 1-mana card that gives his troop plus X equal to the devotion to green that they have. That's a thing these decks play on occasion. Steve-O Bandito! Hold the door, Steve! Hold the door! Oh no! Oh no! We didn't die! We didn't die, chat! Oh, wait. Steve means we can win, right? Okay, so before we drew this Sakura-Tribe Elder, we actually couldn't win because we didn't have an 8th land because this gained them a life. But now we have an 8th land, so Scapeshift kills them. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, so let's just make sure I don't mess this up. There's 11 mountains in here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if I sacrifice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's 3 mountains. I can get 6 mountains in a Valakut. Yeah, okay. So Valakut plus 6 mountains will be 36 damage coming at my opponent. Triggers! Trigger! So for those that are unfamiliar with how Scapeshift works, when you Scapeshift with 7 lands, you deal 18 points of damage because you get 1 Valakut and 6 mountains. When you Scapeshift with 8 lands, though, you go from 18 to 36 damage because you get 6 mountains and 2 Valakuts. So that is why there's a big difference there. So Obstinate Baloth sounds wonderful. Wurmcoil might be okay. Cryptic Command's pretty terrible. Remand is pretty terrible. Maybe Cryptic's okay. Pulse of Murasa sounds great. Maybe Cryptic's... Wurmcoil might be a little bit too clunky. Maybe we just, like, leave 2 Cryptics in as Time Walks. Just, like, tap your team, draw a card. It's probably true. What do we think of this, chat fam? Maybe I just want all of them. Maybe Worldly Counsel's a little clunky. Probably don't have time to play a bunch of those. Staticaster, is that good enough? That seems loose. Like boarding in a creature when I'm bringing it. Yeah, I don't think I want this. Is that okay? Maybe that's better than this Worldly Counsel? Just like more removal? Kinda, like 6 mana is a lot. Let's try this. Oh, that's not the button I wanted to hit. I think if you're already familiar with Modern, learning the sequencing you need to learn with Tron probably isn't too difficult. Yeah, it seems okay. Overgrown Tomb for Fatal Push on 1 or 2. Put a mulligan. Alright, sign me up. Tron, 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 Tron. I don't think I want to push the Mana Dork. I think I'd rather push their actual threats, especially with this Baloth now. We'll turn. This hand's actually really good in this aggressive matchup, right? We get to go like push on 1, Steve on 2, Baloth on 3. This deck's probably not great against Tron. Tron has World Breakers and Ulamog now. Scapeshift used to be really good against Tron, but I think the introduction of World Breaker and Ulamog make that no longer the case. You don't have a play. Alright, well now I'm going to kill your thing. Warping Whale's not a card Tron always plays. Sometimes it plays it, but not always. I've spent a lot of time looking at Tron deck lists recently, and it's probably a very small percentage of the decks, actually. I'm gonna block, and I'm gonna sack up a 4 damage to go get a forest. Collective Brutality is super reasonable. To play this Baloth out. What's this do? Just a 2/3 death touch? Sure. And then next turn we play land number 5 and search for land number 6, so we're just 1 land away from this killing them. Yeah, I think it's bad, Tannen. Like, there's no indication that they're out of lands. And, like, I think me getting a land, especially with the Bring to Light in my hand and, like, the Baloth, means, like, I'd rather just, like, have that be a thing that we're doing instead. So we can cast this, and then we found our 7th land. Yeah, so, like, because we got that land, they're just going to be dead in 2 turns, right? I get to, like, put this into play tapped, and then next turn I get to cast Bring to Light for Scapeshift and kill them. Here's the question. Do I want to play something around like something like Pulse of Murasa or whatever? I feel like my opponent has so little pressure on the table and we just drew another land. So yeah, I'm actually just going to pass the turn here because I feel like the chances of us dying are slim and it's worth playing around the chance of getting blown out by something stupid here. Like gain 4 life or something silly since we drew this extra land. And just to really ensure nothing dumb happens, I'm going to bounce their only untapped land here. Black, red, green, blue, blue. Cast this for 4 colors. Cast Scapeshift. Scapeshift 7 of my lands. Kill you. Alright, 1-1. Beat an aggro deck. Lost to Death Shadow. Thanks everyone for hanging out here this morning. How do you think this deck does it? Or Blood Moon, or is it alternate win condition, or you have to blow up Moon? You blow up or bounce Moon. So Sultai Charm kills Blood Moon, Abrupt Decay kills Blood Moon, Cryptic Command bounces Blood Moon. This deck's actually really good against Blood Moon because you have Sakura-Tribe Elders and Searches for Tomorrow and Farseeks that can, like, find your basic land. So, like, if you have a basic forest when they Blood Moon you, you can find your other colors to work through the Blood Moon. So, I think that this deck's... We have how many fetches? 4 fetches plus 9. So we have 13 ways to find basic land. So like casting this while Blood Moon is out is not unreasonable. You can also float mana in response to a Blood Moon. So like let's say you have Breeding Pool Blood Crypt out. You can float green black, let the Blood Moon resolve, and then Abrupt Decay it. So it's funny when people think about decks like this and Tron when they say Blood Moon is a good hate card in Modern. It's like, really, these decks are really insulated against Blood Moon. Blood Moon is good at beating fair mid-range decks. Like everything in Modern, it beats up on fair mid-range decks. That's what you should avoid playing in Modern. Fair magic is bad in this format. I'd like to keep the 6. I would love to put that on top of my deck. I'm on the play, aren't I? Alright, yeah, we're not fetching on one because I want to search for tomorrow, so let's just play this tapped and pass. Next turn we can play this tapped and then suspend search. Blood Moon punishes people who are unlucky while playing non-basic lands, which is basically all of Modern. Aha! Joke's on you, opponent. I cleverly left my ramp spell on top of my deck. Clever, clever. Okay, so they shocked themselves, so Shadow. Modern is a diverse and interesting format. You know, Remand now, it's not bad. Just get to cycle it. This card seems really poorly positioned in Modern right now. Like, really poorly positioned. We're probably remanding almost anything they play here, especially if it's a threat. I guess this is okay against a Delve threat, right? They can't Stubborn Denial me next turn and they can't replay this. I think I'm getting a blue-black source here. Grab Sunken Hollow. And then I'll grab a forest with this. Do this. So I'm not suspending the search for tomorrow because I want to Cryptic Command the Death Shadow while paying for a Stubborn Denial that's not ferocious. I agree, Bob. That was definitely a mistake. I should have, this probably should have been an Overgrown Tomb, and then this should have been an island. So definitely missequence that. 1 mana 7. Does anyone miss the days when the deck that played 7 discard spells played 2 mana 5/6s instead of 1 mana 7/7s? Like, is that really asking so much? You know what? Maybe I'm supposed to have waited and done that on their turn to burn one of their mana for a turn cycle. It's probably correct. Cast this, go get a swamp. Okay, so we draw a Damnation. Died to the card, right? Remember, Lightning Bolt was a card everyone played because it was just good. Really want to draw a Fatal Push here and Abrupt Decay to turn off their Stubborn Denial. Yeah, I mean, kill me. Yep, 1 mana Negate. We main deck a bunch of them. I'm gonna hold this in my hand so if I get Kolaghan's commanded during my draw step, we don't die. Have a chance to draw Bring to Light still. No, I've just read this book before. And they always have the second one. Alright. What did we do last time? We cut the Cryptics and the Remands because they were awkward. We brought in the Wurmcoil, we brought in the Pulse, we brought in the Pulse, we brought in the Dispels, we brought in the Clique. I think I still like that. Sure. Should bring in Slaughter Games and name Stubborn Denial. And this just shows, like, the problem with decks like this. There isn't a lot of play and counterplay to discard spells in a format like Modern. In any format, really. So, like, after our opponent thought seizes us a bunch, we just, like, have to draw live cards off the top of our deck. And because they have Stubborn Denials and Snap Stubborn Denials on top of that, we have to draw, like, multiple live cards. So, definitely a huge dog in this type of matchup. I don't think playing against 7 main deck discard spells creates enjoyable play patterns, which is a subjective metric, but that's my metric for what I'm enjoying. I play card games for fun. So my subjective metric is that I don't enjoy the play patterns that discard spells create, and I'm allowed to say that because it's subjective and this is my stream. And you're allowed to disagree. You're allowed to think that after getting your 2 best cards ripped out of your hand, you can still have a good time. And if that's you, you know, you do you. That's fine. I hope you thought seize me. I hope you thought seize me. Get wrecked! This hand is a fucking great keep. Because guess what? I'm going to have to draw spells anyways because you're going to take my spells away. Get out of here. Get got. Look at Fatal Push. Left it right on top of our deck. Right where we wanted it. Hope he plays a Death Shadow this turn. Discard spells remove decisions from the game. Like, I could mulligan this hand, but then, like, what are the odds that I mulligan to an OK6 that really needs a spell, and then that spell gets thought seized, and then it's worse than just, like, having a hand where I got to cast all of my spells that I drew. Oh, look. Oh, look, another spell. Draw step this bad boy. God, how good would it be if we just played a spell every turn for the rest of this game? Woo, buddy! Woo, buddy! I'm gonna take this Kolaghan's command away, because they probably don't have a lot of ways to kill this Vendilion Clique left in their deck. Oh, jeez. It doesn't... What was in their hand? It was Stub, Thoughtseize, Snapcaster Mage, and something else, Street Wraith. Okay, yeah, they're gonna cycle the Street Wraith here. Because Magic Online doesn't put them in the revealed zones, it only reveals the one. I'm glad my memory is reasonable. Sure, you have a thing. Fatal Push. Deal. Do we win this race? I don't actually know if we win this race. Okay, so this is going to be a tiny rant about user interface design. So, I understand that this is called the revealed card zone, and what Magic Online has done by not putting their hand in this zone is technically correct by the scope of the Magic rules. That being said, it's bad interface design. This area should be, these are cards you've seen from your opponent's hands, and I'm going to put them here for me to see. So, it is bad interface design for those cards not to be there. I mean, yeah, I'm just going to attack. I feel like I have to attack. This way, if they Thoughtseize me, because, like, if I don't attack, they just, like, Thoughtseize me. And now if they Thoughtseize me, they have to take a turn off their clock. So, maybe. I don't know that not attacking is right, because if I don't attack them, they still get to Thoughtseize and attack through. I think we're screwed either way. Because, like, and again, like, this is why decks like this aren't playable, right? Like, they just get devoured by 7 main deck discard spells, 4 main deck 1 mana negates, and then, like, 1 mana 8/8s and 1 mana 6/6s. Just, like, can never win the game. Bring to Light costs 5 mana, friend. And we know they have 2 Stubborn Denials in their hand. Not 1, but 2. 2 Stubborn Denials. Pandazed! With the $4.99 resubscription for 12 months in a row. Thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it. Welcome back. That's a long time. You are the reason I am able to do what I do here. Their counters were on anyways. They have a Thoughtseize in their hand. So I can't wait and block this because they'll Thoughtseize me like they're doing here, and this would still, and they drew a fetch land too. So like, this would be what, a 5? They're gonna attack me. They can attack me for 11 now if they want. They won't because they'll die in the backswing. Yeah, they have Thoughtseize in their hand. Abrupt Decay. Pulse of Murasa. Yep. And I guess we'll make them kill us. If I attack, we die, because this would be a 1 mana 12/12. So their hand right now is Stubborn Denial, Snapcaster, 1 card we don't know, so we have to draw exactly our 1 Abrupt Decay. I think low, Aaron. I think low. We could have waited and tried to induce a misplay. Because they were thinking this could have been a removal spell. We could have had a removal spell for this. Maybe they wanted to hold it for that reason. And dead. Alrighty, so